company. It is Saturday night. We're having a Saturday night crafting party. I'm gonna go ahead and get everything set up while we're starting because usually it takes everyone a little while to get on here. And we're gonna have some fun tonight. We are going to talk about what's new, what's going on, some new exciting things I have going on, and we're gonna make some vintage style bookmarks. I made some before on the live when we were out at the beach for Thanksgiving at Edisto, but the humidity was so bad it kind of messed up the video because it was so not the video, messed up the bookmarks. So hey Carrie, how are you? I'm so glad I caught you Saturday night here. It is about 10:30 and we're gonna get this party started. So this is a crafting party. I cannot wait to talk to you about some things that are going on. And while we wait for people to get on here, I'm going to share what has been going on with me. And I'm going to get me a drink. So y'all get a drink. I'm just getting a Sprite Zero. I like those at nighttime. I'm going to get me a cold drink and we're going to make some vintage bookmarks. I am doing good, Carrie. I hope you're doing good too. We've had a good day. I've been cleaning up my house all day basically. And then we went out to eat. Only my husband and my youngest son and myself went to Outback. We went to Outback again. Uh, so anyway, we went out there and then we ran by Home Goods. I'm going to show you while everyone gets on what we got at Home Goods real quick. I told my husband we needed to go to Home Goods, which is basically like a local store that you can get stuff at, but I wanted to get some napkins for her bathroom because a bunch of people will be here. So I talked him into get some napkins and we kind of got a lot, but they'll last us all the way through winter. But because we have a lot of people, I don't like just using hand towels. So I picked out some napkins that were going to be nice for uh, uh, the winter time and all that. So I want to show y'all. So our bathroom has it's blue with big ginger jars wallpaper. It's really pretty. It's blue and white. Long story short, we had a disaster happen at our house right before we moved in, and we had to get brand new wallpaper, and they had to do all kinds of stuff. But I got to pick out what I wanted, and I got to get this. So this has been like 9 years ago. It's bright blue wallpaper with big, different size ginger jars, blue and white ginger jars. It's really pretty. But I wanted to get some napkins, so I'm just going to show you. I got these. They're I thought they'd be pretty through Christmas. This is about the color. It's a little bit bluer than that in our bathroom, but I got 4 packs. They're like $5.99. Anyway, I didn't want like real Christmassy looking ones. I wanted something. Well, that's a different one. Anyway, so I got some of these Christmas ones. They have like a little wreath. See that wreath with the bow? Anyway, I thought those were fun. Those will be good. And then I got some winter ones. If y'all know me, I love deer. I love some of my favorite things are deer. Look at these. I found these. I thought they were pretty. And you know what? You can always use them to, I've saved a few of them for myself to decoupage. So I got those deer ones. And I got these are kind of like little winter animals. I love those. I got, and then and this one's kind of like a watercolor deer. Yeah, they're paper, they're just paper napkins. You get, I don't know how, 32 napkins. And I just put them in the bathroom because we have a bunch of guests and stuff. Anyway, so these are the fun things I got. And then these are like pine cones. I love pine cones and deer. Those are two of my favorite things. So they're kind of gold and silver. But these will be good, all be good for the winter time. Even if I have some of these, left over, like if they last through the winter, they don't look like they don't scream Christmas. They just kind of look pretty. So anyway, that's my fun little thing. I don't sell those or anything like that. I just thought I would share this, but I got to show you something else that I got while people jump on here. So our we have really high ceilings and our kitchen is pretty big. So we have to things like that are normal size look kind of small. Um anyway, I don't someone just asked me, "Are you a traditional housewife?" I wouldn't say I'm a traditional housewife. My husband might think I am sometimes, but I'm not a traditional housewife. But anyway, I got to show you guys what I got too. This is my favorite thing. My husband was ready to go, and I said, "Oh, look at this." In fact, they had two of them. I might, hey Knox, that's my little boy. Hi Knox. Um, y'all go follow him if you want to. He puts on really cool little sports videos. So anyway, there was something I saw. My husband was ready to go. He's like, "How much is it?" I told him the price. He said, "Fine. I'll get it if we can leave right now." He was ready to go. So you got to see this thing. It's huge. I've never seen anything like this big. But it's going to be great for the holiday. Look how big this is. It's big. Look at this. It's brass. Uh, anyway, it's uh isn't that cool? It's nice and big and it's like gold brass looking. Look how big that is. It's huge. Look how big it is to a normal size Coke. Anyway, I'm excited about this. I think it'd be cool for like what do you call that? Hot chocolate little stand. But also mainly during the holidays, we get so much stuff on our counter, like cookies and all those little things that people bring over, little treats. So I thought that would be a good way to stack things up and stuff like that. That's all right. Okay, literally, y'all, my son just asked me if I could get him some food. No, Knox, I am literally doing it live. But your dad just playing video games. Maybe he could get you some food. Like, really? Okay, let's see, Carrie. How are you doing? Hi, Mariah, how are you? I'm doing good. Knox, I'm not gonna make you any food. My goodness. Um, you can go ask your dad for some food. That probably just about beats all. Okay, so what we are going to do are we're going to make some bookmarks. Now, I did make some bookmarks one time on here, and yeah, right. Like asking, literally, I'm literally in the middle of a live, and he's asking me repeatedly for some food. But that about sums up that youngest child of mine. Okay, so I made these. Me and my mom made some bookmarks when we were down at the beach. Y'all might have caught that live. I don't know, but my sister-in-law's mother put in an order for Hey Luann for some of these bookmarks. So I'm gonna make some because when I was making them on that live, it was so damp out and humid that I couldn't really, that it wouldn't dry and all that. So she ordered 10 of them. So I'm going to make these for her tonight. So I just thought usually I have everything together, but instead of having everything together, I thought that we would just go ahead and do them here together. So, okay, Knox, I'm about to have to delete your comments. I'm not making you any food. Okay, this other person, I don't know. I'm gonna have to just delete that guy. He keeps saying the same thing over and over. Uh, I'm not cooking anything. I'm crafting. Okay, can y'all see my paper down here? Okay, there you go. There you go. Reed, will you please go handle Knox? And why is he hungry? We literally just went out to eat and he ate a full, huge meal. I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna get everything together. We've got this. Oh, I was gonna show you what they look like. I have some that are made up. So today I had to get together all my stuff from my trip. Like we were only home on Sunday from my trip, just Sunday. So I didn't have time to put everything away this week. I did put away my suitcase, but I didn't have time to put all this other stuff away. So today I kind of organized it in these bags of stuff. And somewhere I have the bookmarks that I already made up. I don't know what I did with those. I had them in the bag. I was going to show y'all. Yeah, isn't that tier tray huge? Yeah, we're crafting over here. I'm going to see if I can find those bookmarks. Man, I don't know what I did with those things. But anyway, they turn out really cute. You basically take these wooden things right here, and yeah, and you take an old hymnal page. She wants them with the old hymnal page, but you can also use them with any kind of book pages, old ads, whatever. So we're gonna do that. So I just need to get all my stuff. I was able to put everything up, and then I kind of organize stuff in those bags right there. So like I said, normally I have everything out and put together, but this is my little, can y'all see this? This is my little bit. I just slammed my finger. So this is where I keep all my stuff, like the stuff I use all the time. I keep it right over there on the floor, and then I don't have to continually find it whenever I need it. So we're going to use some liquid patina. We're going to use, there's a Fusion Asian wax, or we can use, let's see here, looking for a dark, I got my dust, and then I thought I had a, let's see here. It's going to be a minute before I need the wax anyway. Oh, here it is. It's right here. But this is where I keep like all the stuff I use all the time. So anyway, yeah, my son Knox thinks I have all. I don't really have any crafting stuff in there, but it can get cluttered. So, and he is only. Are you like, yeah, this is one I painted. It was just something I got from one of my friends. Actually, she's having a garage sale, and I painted it. And I have that one, and then I'm gonna put it right here, and then I have this other one. Where is it? Here it is. I painted these two with, I can't remember, prairie gray or something like that. Knox, I'm about to have to hide you from my channel. Uh, I don't have any craft stuff in his room. Decorations, absolutely. Okay, so this is where I keep like paintbrushes and all kind of junk in here. Brayer, paintbrushes. I just need like an old paintbrush. I don't really want a good paintbrush. I don't know if I have any like, this one will probably work, but I'd rather use a bigger one. Okay, so I keep this right here handy so I don't have to go back and hunt for this stuff anytime I want. And then I just leave it right here. Okay. Okay. So, okay, here we go. So she wants to do 10. So we're going to, okay. So I got to tell y'all something that is very exciting. Uh, I've got so much exciting stuff to tell you. At least I think it's exciting. Other people might not think it's too exciting, but I have had so much fun putting together these kits, these mystery kits. I put together Oyster ornament kits, and now I have put together some vintage bookmark kits. So if you're interested in purchasing any vintage bookmark kit, what you're going to get is you'll get 10 of these bookmarks. You'll get hymnal pages, enough to make. You'll get extra ones in case you mess up. And then also I'm just going to give you some vintage book pages and maybe even some vintage ads or something like that. But you'll get the beads, the cording, you'll get some aging wax, and you'll get a liquid patina, so that or some either liquid patina or some kind of decoupage medium for you to use on your kits, on your bookmarks. So you'll get everything that you need. If anyone's interested in that, they can purchase it. It's in the description. If not, just watch. That's fine too. But I thought this would be something fun to put together for you guys. If you're interested in purchasing, it'd be fun to, you can make your own and give them as gifts. Or like if you had your family over or your girlfriends, you could all make a bookmark. Oh yeah, I don't need to do that first. So anyway, I thought that would be something fun to do. So what we're going to do is I'm going to look through here. A lot of these have, like, we're just going to tear a bunch of these out. This old hymnal book, I've told y'all a million times if you've watched any of my channel, but I picked up like 10, 12 of these books. They were just old, discarded, kind of just, I mean, you can see that. I mean, these had been used. These weren't like, look at that. See, they're just like old and used books. And we're going to use these, and I'm going to just tear out 10 of them And basically, I wish I could find those. What do I do with those things? I put them somewhere. I put them somewhere handy, and now I can't find them. But anyway, you'll see what we're gonna do. I really want the ones that don't have two different songs. And it seems like if you get the ones, there's always one on the front and one on the back, and it seems like the one on the back, uh, that one, the wording is too big because I like the title to be at the top of the bookmark. Okay, that one's got a little highlighter on there. So okay, so we're just tearing these out. So my it was funny. My sister-in-law said, "Oh, mom wants some of those bookmarks. How much are they for sale?" And I was like, "Well, I don't really sell those bookmarks. You know, I just teach people how to make things. They're not really for sale." And then I told her, I said, "I could show you how to make them, but my sister-in-law is not really someone that wants to do like crafty stuff. She's like, I'm not interested in making them. I just want to buy them." And I was like, they're not really for sale, but okay, I'll make you some. And well, that's what I was thinking. I was talking to her. I was like, I could give y'all all the stuff and y'all could make them. It'd be fun. Nope, she didn't want to do that. So I'm going to make them so she's going to give them out to to some family members and stuff. So she thought that this would be a fun gift. She has a lot of people to give to. So I'm going to make these for her. So that's my plan. So they'll all be unique and different. Let's see how many pages we have. One, two, all right, three, four, five, six, okay, seven, eight, nine, 10. So did y'all like my home goods purchases? Did y'all like seeing that? I don't know. I just felt compelled to show y'all those purchases. I haven't gone to home goods in a long time. I try to stay out of places like that because I just want to buy stuff when I go there. So I don't like to go places like that. Because I end up buying too much stuff that I don't need. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get a pencil here. And so you want to, okay, Knox, behave yourself, or I'm going to have to delete you too. That is not good behavior. You know better than that. Okay. And why don't you get Dad to come get you something to eat? He's just playing video games. Okay, so here we go. So you want to take the top part and you want to put it, can y'all see this? Can y'all see what I'm doing here? So you want to put it up high enough to where when you punch the hole for your ribbon, it's not on the title, okay? Because you're not being very nice. You're like demanding me to fix you food when you're, first of all, we just went to eat. You ate a ton of food, so I don't know why you're hungry. And second of all, I am busy working here. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so I'm just going to trace around it like this. Oops. I'm just going to trace it. Something's like under there. I'm going to trace them and then I'm going to cut them all out. We'll come down and get you some food. Okay. Or get Dad to make you some food. Okay. I literally don't know how he could be hungry. We had blooming onion, some fried mushrooms, bread. What else? Uh, he had some of my husband's salad, Caesar salad. We both had salmon. Oops, salmon. He had rice. And what else did he have? Broccoli. I had a baked potato. He had broccoli and rice. He couldn't eat all his. He's he's 9. But if he wants something to eat, he should think about coming down here and getting himself some cereal or something. Okay. The funny thing is, I don't think he talks to me this much in the whole day. But then I'm on here and he's talking. It's funny. Okay, so what is everyone doing tonight? My name is Emily. I am with J. Bowen and Company. Can y'all see what I'm doing here or not? I want you. Right. Sorry about that. My phone, whoops. My phone is hooked up to a charger because it was almost dead. And so I accidentally, it caught on something. Here, let's see. Okay, there you go. Okay, here you go. Can y'all see that okay? I want to make sure y'all see that okay. Okay. So we're gonna kind of do like batch. We're gonna make it's okay, Noxie. I love you, Nox. You're a good boy. Okay. So exciting news about Nox. So Nox has had an underbite. A lot of y'all know Nox. He likes to be on the video sometimes. So Knox has an underbite, which means his lower teeth came out like this, okay, and his teeth went all the way down. But he's now had braces. It hasn't been that long, maybe like a month or so, and he gets to wear this contraption thing at nighttime, and we have to turn the top of it, this spacer thing, and then he wears this thing at night. I am being nice. And we are so proud of him. I'm going to tell y'all something else about him that I'm proud about. But he, his teeth already are now touching. They have gone from being completely underbite, like the underbite to touching. Now they've got to like cross over just a little bit. But I'm telling you what is amazing to see that how fast it's amazing to see how fast his teeth, you know, uh, changed. But the other thing is that we're so proud about is he did some testing this week for his reading, and he like 100% improved his reading on the points on that, like on that test that they do. So we are so proud of him. He's been working really hard to work on his reading, and he has come a long way, and everyone is so proud of him. His teacher sent me a message. She wrote me a message Friday and said she wanted to brag on him because he is doing so good. So everyone, if you could give Knox a hand and tell him you're proud of him, because we're very proud of him. Okay. So we are very proud of Knox. Bree, do you think you can make Knox some oatmeal or something? No, he said he's still hungry. That's what he's talking on this thing. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Carrie. Oh, now he's telling my son he's not hungry when my son went up there. Oh yeah, hit. Okay. Well, okay. So now he's magically not hungry anymore. When my son went up there to see what he wanted to eat, he's not hungry now. But anyway, we're really proud of him. My daughter Bowen, she has improved in her reading too. We're very proud of her. They've both had some struggles with reading, and they're good readers. They really are, but they have more struggles than some other folks have. So they've been working, you know, we have to work with through those struggles. So anyway, so anyway, so that's really fun and exciting. My older son, I'm going to brag about him for a second. He took the SAT this morning. I get really thirsty when I talk like nonstop like this. Anyway, he took the SAT this morning. They have this thing now, the SAT, I'm sure most of y'all know, but that's the test you take to go into college, it's like the college test. What would you call that, Reed? It's like the test you have to take, and they judge where you get in college by your scores and all that. Anyway, nowadays you can do this super score thing where you can take the test however many times you want to, and then one part's English and one part is math. And uh, you can take multiple tests, and then you can take the highest score from math and the highest score from English. Okay. And then you can decide which score, it's called a super score, something like that. So when you submit your score to the college, you can submit your top scores. Anyway, he took it. Today was his third time, and the very first time he took it, he got a great score. Like most people would be jumping through the roof to get that score. But he took it again and he got how many points higher? 30 points? He got 30 points higher the second time and almost perfect on the English section and very good on the math, like well above average on the math, like way, way up at the top. But anyway, he took it again and um, he did very good. So that score is a very, very good score. Anyone would be thrilled to get that score, but he took it again today because he wants to have like the top score, so he could get into almost any school in the whole United States. So right now he's sitting where he could pretty much go to wherever he wants to, any state school. He's well above average on any of the really great state schools and even some of the Ivy League schools. But he's going to try, he tried one more time today. So we're very proud about him. And also, he has an internship that he's working at a good company, a very good company. And he's a senior, but he does engineering internship there and he's getting good amount of pay there. So we're very proud of that. It counts as some high school credits. And he finished his he's only taken one college class this semester. He finished that, got out on his math class, got 100 on his math final. So we're very, very pleased with that. Um, I do want to talk to you guys about one other thing. Um, you guys may have noticed me posting some stuff about diabetes online. I've been doing a campaign to spread the word. Um, my son, I'm telling you about, he about this time last year, we started noticing some signs that seemed out of the ordinary for him. Some things that just were unlike him, out of character. He just, he was like real. Now he is kind of tired a lot, so that wasn't that out of the character. But he started looking like really pale. He was going to the gym all the time before, and then he just kind of stopped doing that and was coming home and taking naps and he started looking really pale. Um, I thought he was just on YouTube all night, staying up late. It was about this time of year with the time change. I thought he's just tired. He's pale. We're just going to chalk it up to all that. So this is liquid patina that I'm using right here. This is a decoupage medium, okay? We're not going to paint these or anything like that. Um, and some of you guys that have gotten the mystery kits would have gotten one of these and some of the papers to make one of these. So anyway, you can follow along. But anyway, long story short, some things happened. He just was looking like a vampire, to be honest. He was so pale and his hair is dark and he just wasn't being uh how would you say it, very uh involved with the family. And it was kind of starting to irritate me a little bit. And I just chalked it up to teenager. Our other kids were little, so he was 17 and the other kids were what, I guess, 8 and 7 then, something like that. Yeah. Wait, Bowen is, no, 9 and 8. They were 9 and 8. They can be a little bit annoying when you're 17. So I just chalked it up to that. But anyway, long story short, he lost some weight over Thanksgiving, um, which caught my attention, but I wasn't like freaked out or anything because he had a normal appointment coming up, a doctor appointment in just a few weeks. We had my daughter is in show choir. In fact, we're going to the show choir. We have a big parade, Christmas parade that we've gone to every year since we lived here. That's like 9 years, 8 or 9 years. We always go. But anyway, she's in that parade. But anyway, we were at that. She's not in the parade. They do like a performance beforehand for her elementary school. She goes every Wednesday after school to the show choir. And anyway, long story short, um, so this is going to buckle a little bit. Shoot, it could have been buckling just because of this material, because this one's doing the same thing. Weird. But anyway, so we were at that. That's when I first noticed, gosh, he looked so pale and he was just standing there kind of weird. And anyway, so that happened. And He ended up taking all his finals. He was in 4 college classes last year as a junior out of college. He's still in high school, dual enrolled, but he was in 4 college classes, and so I knew that was, tired. And it was his first time to ever have, real college finals. So I thought he was just tired. And anyway, long story short, he goes with his dad to his grandparents' house in Washington State. Well, and I think I left out, but on Thanksgiving break, he was kind of just like laying around. But I thought he was just being a teenager because he kind of likes to lay around, and he was doing that. And anyway, he lost. He when we got back, he told me he lost 13 pounds, and that's when I was concerned. But I knew he had an appointment pretty soon, so I wasn't like, he didn't eat much. He was eating like one meal a day, and he eats real healthy, like seared tuna and salmon and stuff like that. Doesn't eat much sides, and so he wasn't eating a lot of food. And teenage boys have much higher metabolism, so I thought, well, that's weird, but who knows? I told my friend, she said, could be diabetes. And I said, well, yeah, and I mean, I didn't know anything about type 1 diabetes at that time or really much about diabetes. Anyway, the long and short of it is, uh, he went to his dad's house. Some things happened, and he's always been like a very top student. And he turns out he didn't turn in one of his finals, just a paper in a class that he's really good at, and he couldn't give any explanation why he did not turn in that paper and that he failed that class. Of course, I was absolutely furious. He's never even gotten a bad grade in his life, and then all of a sudden he fails because he didn't turn in like a paper. Like, that made no sense to me. Of course, that really upset me. I was pretty much furious. He got in a lot of trouble. I was just starting to get ready for Christmas, and it pretty much ruined my mood. I called the counselor at the school, and he's like, well, that happens sometimes. And I was like, it just doesn't seem right. I just can't believe it. This is just not that child. He would have never done something that stupid. I mean, he just wouldn't. He's always gotten really good grades, so that didn't really make sense. Anyway, long and short of it is, I called him the next day. Like I said, he was at his grandparents' house. I'd calmed down, and I decided, we'll just have to get through it. This is just going to be a lesson for him, a hard lesson, but it's going to be a lesson. Anyway, long story short, um, when I told him that day, he tells me he's lost 6 more pounds. And I'm like, what? You've lost 6 more pounds? He'd only been there 5 days. I said, what do you weigh? And he told me it was like, I had it written down. I looked at it today. He said he weighed 138 pounds, and he had weighed 165 pounds. So he had lost, a substantial amount of weight, almost 30 pounds in about 3 weeks. So that's when I said, I knew it. Something is wrong. Something is very wrong. So I told his dad something is very wrong. We've got to get him tested. I'm going to call the doctor today or send her a message. It was like 11:30 at night, but I still sent her a message. She didn't get it because it was like I didn't realize it was like a on call phone. But the next day she called, I called, and I told him by this time I'd looked up the symptoms, and sure enough, it sounded like he had diabetes, type 1 diabetes. Anyway, I called the doctor. She told him to get on a plane and come back to the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Hospital or go to the emergency room, but she recommended coming to the Children's Hospital. So he got on a plane, came back. Sorry, I'm saying we're supposed to be like a crafting party. It kind of sounds a little depressing, but the point of this story is I want to get the word out so other people, know about this. So anyway, long story short, I hope that this helps one family. He ended up having to be hospitalized for 3 days. He was in what's called diabetic ketoacidosis, which is a very serious, life-threatening condition that can only be treated at the hospital with insulin. And the problem is he just had no insulin, so his blood sugar was sky high. His body was very acidic. And he was very sick. You can die from that. So, anyway, we got him to the hospital, and anyway, long story short, he's all good now. But our lives, in his life especially, has totally changed. But he's gotten through it. He has been extremely brave. It's something you have, if you don't know about type 1 diabetes, you can't prevent it. It's not something you can prevent. It's not anything you did wrong. It's not because what you ate. It's not type 2. It's very different than type 2. You can't control it with diet or exercise. In fact, you can eat anything you want. You just have to take insulin before. The only thing he can't have is like a Coke, just regular. He doesn't can't just drink a Coke regular. But whenever he goes low, he can drink a Coke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Okay, so we're just putting these. Anyway, long story short, if anyone you know, any child, most of the time it's children, teenagers, or young adults. He was 17. It seems like most people are more, between the ages of little kids and maybe 12 or 13. So he's a little bit older, but it does happen in a little bit older, young adults too. But if you know anyone that all of a sudden is very thirsty, um, and that's one thing I talked to his dad. I'm like, did you see any signs? And he goes, this is that night. He says, well, he went at they ridden on an airplane, and he said, at the airport, before they got on the plane, he drank 6 drinks, 2 full Cokes, wasn't it 6, Reed? Drinks you drank? It was like, yeah, he doesn't remember. He was so out of it. But it was like his dad told me, I think it was like 2 orange juices, 2 waters, 2 Cokes. Oh, some chocolate milks, like the full thing, like within 2 hours, 6 full ones. Not, I'm at the airport and I drink like this much Diet Coke. He drank 6 of them. So, excessive thirst, urinating, excessively. What's the other ones? Fast weight loss. The thing is, though, kids these days, he wears those hoodies and sweatpants, so I couldn't see, and I'm not weighing a 17-year-old son. And, with 17-year-olds, it's not like you're sitting there seeing them every second of the day. And a lot of the behavior that people who have, uh, before they get diagnosed with diabetes, type 1 diabetes, it's a lot just like normal teenage behavior. So it's hard to catch. But anyway, I'm just trying to spread the word about that. And if spread the word, if you see my post on Facebook or on the community page, I'm not trying to be annoying to anyone. I just want to spread the word, and I'm not sharing other people's posts. This is literally my word. I just felt compelled. I never put it on Facebook about this. So, I talked about it a few times on YouTube, but I had never told like my personal friends on Facebook until now. I think it was just because it was like the same time of year, and it was just feeling a little bit fresh, and I just wanted to get the word out. I talked to him about doing something. He didn't really want to. He wasn't interested in doing. He's right here, so I'm looking at him. He wasn't interested in doing anything on Facebook, but he was fine with me telling everyone, asking beforehand. But anyway, that's our story. So let's get back to the party. That was a little bit depressing, but I wanted to tell you guys that. So if you notice any signs, maybe your grandchildren, someone tells you something, you notice something, you don't want to jump to conclusions. And it's not like one time they take a drink too much Coke or something, but it happens over time. So I'm just going to kind of let these dry. So maybe it's just this paper. Maybe it wasn't the fact that we were outside. Maybe it's just this paper. So anyway, that's what's going on. We got a lot going on over here. I haven't had time to make a video because just my regular work is busy. I'm trying to get my house cleaned up. My parents are coming back in next Sunday, and they're going to stay through the new year, through after the new year. So I got to have everything, in shape and getting it ready for Christmas and all that. So I thought though we'd jump on here and do this. We'll do a couple more since I'll have a couple more cut out. But these would be good gifts to give or fun to make with your family. You know what? Let's make a couple with that book. So I have this book over here. I've got several things I want to make with these. I think that would be fun. I've got this old thesaurus. I have tons of old books. I don't think this is any antique or anything, but I'm just going to take a couple of pages out of it. It's just like an old thesaurus, no, dictionary. Sorry, it's a dictionary. And we're going to take a couple pages out of that. And then I have your headset. Oh, wasn't it on here? Knox is down here. Knox, I cannot believe you were talking that much. Really? That was not very nice. Nice. Well, you were saying you were kind of being annoying. That's what it was. Okay, so what am I looking for? I also have these ads, these advertisements. Okay, let me grab them real quick. Where are those advertisements? Where did I put those? You know, you try to straighten up, and then you straighten up too much, and then you can't find it. Okay, so this friend of mine, this friend of mine I know from from the antique store. She gave me this whole box of like old ads. You see these ads? See that? Old ads. Um, so a bunch of Time Life magazines. But I thought these would make really cool. They're all like just torn out like this. Look, this is really funny. The article back here, I don't know when this came from, but November 1965, so it's old. The article says, "Aren't you too young to feel so tired?" And I'm like, gosh, my goodness. Yes, I'm too young to feel that tired. Anyway, I thought that's funny. Um, but I thought it would be fun to put some old ads on these bookmarks. What do y'all think? To make bookmarks with these old ads. That's what I was thinking. Um, we got these old ones a little torn up, but it won't matter once we get it. Uh, let's see what we can. Oh, we could do the 2 spoons right there, and then we could do the lady. I don't know why they have a spoon and a lady. You can get some silverware for $2. I don't know what you got for that, but anyway, okay. So, um, kind of got sidetracked there. Oneida silverware. Look at that. I think I even have some of that. Hey, from Canada, how are you doing? We're having a crafting party. Got a little depressing there for a second, but we're back and we're having fun. I was telling a story. Um, okay, so we're making some bookmarks out of old hymnal pages. We're going to see how this works. If it does the same thing. I'm going to go out of the line a little bit there. I'm not going to go out of the line on this side because I want to use that lady for an ad. I think that would be cool for a bookmark. So we're just going to look at, evidently you could buy something for $2 here. Some of this stemware from 1965. So my friend she said, "Hey, I've got all these old ads." She said, "I thought you might like those ads." And I was like, "That'd be cool." But I hadn't used them yet, but here we are now. And I think this is a fun way to use some old ads. Um, just for something fun. Oh, whoops. What am I doing here? Why did I cut it like that? Oh yeah, that's gonna have, what did I do? Hmm. I don't know quite what I was thinking. It got cut off a little bit. Well, maybe it'll just have to be in the middle. I got to talking, and sometimes it's a little harder than it looks when you start talking and crafting at the same time. I can get a little bit messed up. I'm good. I'm having a great day. I was at home today, and whenever I'm at home, it's a great day. So okay, so I was telling everyone that I made some of these bookmarks, and my mom actually posted. Y'all met my mom if you saw her on the live. She posted some pictures of these bookmarks we made, and my sister-in-law's mother said she wanted to buy some, and I told my sister-in-law these are not for sale. I just make them on here for you guys to see, and I teach you guys how to make these things, but I don't really have them for sale. I told her I'd gladly teach her how to make them and give her the stuff to make them with, and she could make them. Nope, she told me she wasn't interested in making them. So Um, I said, okay. And then I thought about it. And because I really like her mom, I said, okay, I'll make her some for Christmas. She wanted to give them to her uh, future sister-in-laws. So, and there's 9 of them. And then she decided there's some other people that might like them. So she wanted to give these bookmarks as gifts for Christmas. So I said, okay, I'll make them. When do you need them by? She said, well, she would have to have them sometime before Christmas Eve so she could have them ready. So I said, okay, I'll make them for you. And then I started thinking, I've got all these bookmarks and I've got all these cool vintage ads and I've got a bunch of pages, hymnal pages. I could just make another kit for you guys. If you guys, any of you want to make a kit at home, you can purchase these kits. It sounds so silly, but I have so much supplies. Um, I can give y'all in the kit. You would get 10 of these bookmarks, and they'd be fun to make and give as gifts. Or if you had your friends or your girlfriends or your family over, you guys could make them together, and it's just kind of something fun to do. And then you actually, I've got to pull that up a little bit. Then you actually get something out of it. You get a little bookmark to take home and you get to talk and whatever you want to. Yeah. And so, what's funny? I pulled you guys today because I'm thinking about what to do on the next video. And I always want to do something that you guys want to, that you want to see. I don't want to do something just I want to do because if you're not going to watch it, it takes a lot of time. So anyway, and I want y'all to enjoy it. So a lot of you guys on that poll, if you haven't done the poll, go over there and do that poll, said that y'all wanted to see homemade gifts. So I thought anyway, when my sister-in-law said they wanted this, I thought, well, I can at least make these online, on a live when I make them, and then I could hang out with you guys. And then I came up with that idea, and right before I got on here, I thought, well, I could make up these little kits. And if y'all wanted to purchase them and have your own kits to make gifts or for yourself or like have your friends over, you know, we have all the stuff. You would have all the stuff. So in the kit, you would get enough to make 10 bookmarks. You would get some liquid patina. You get some aging wax. You get some cording to hang them with, and you'll get some beads to put them at the top. So some of you can go out there and get that stuff yourself, but a lot of you people and people like my mom and my sister-in-law and stuff, you don't want to go out there and hunt all that stuff down. So I'll have all the stuff and all the pages, everything in there. Plus, I'm always pretty generous, so I'll probably throw some other stuff in there just for the fun of it because I want you to feel like you definitely get your money's worth and that you'll love it. That's the point of it. So anyway, if you want that, there's a link to that in the description. Okay, so there's that. What do y'all think about that bookmark uh, kit? Is that ridiculous? Good idea. I mean, it's not for everyone, but I thought some of you guys might like that. Y'all know I've been doing these mystery kits and y'all have loved the mystery kits. Everyone that has bought them, and I want to say thank you so much. I came on here a few weeks ago and I was so excited, and I told y'all that I was going to make some. This thing right here is really driving me crazy. I told y'all I was going to make some mystery kits, that they were going to be great. I was going to curate them for y'all, and a bunch of you believed me, and a bunch of you ordered these boxes and you got them and you loved them. And the very first time I gave a spectacular deal. Y'all got a lot of stuff. It's still a great deal. It's not as good as the not as it's not as y'all got a spectacular deal. I put in a lot of extra stuff, but they're still great boxes. They're great boxes. They're right now I have a winter box going on. They are valued at $85. You pay $69.99 in shipping, or if you buy over $75, your shipping's free. But I curate papers, products, supplies, which means I personally pick out the papers and the paints that would coordinate with the papers, and supplies and stuff that I thought that you guys would like that go together. So, because I know it would be very hard if you're looking online and you see a paper to know what paints would go with it without really seeing it and know, especially if you don't know the paint colors. Fusion, between Fusion, DIY, and Rethink Junk, there's hundreds of colors. And plus Alchemy in the milk paints, there's literally hundreds of colors. So I am curating these kits for you so you get papers, paint, supplies, uh and they're all perfectly curated from you. Plus you get a goodie bag of crafting stuff that you can make some more crafts too. And I have gotten great reviews, and I appreciate those reviews. If you've gotten your box and you haven't left a review, like on a video or just on a post, I would love that. I would appreciate that. It means a lot. And then all the people that didn't purchase the first time, maybe they didn't see it, didn't hear about it, they can see. I can tell you guys all day long they're great boxes, but when you see review after review after review after review, speaks for itself. So anyway, I have some of the winter boxes now. Uh, they're cozy winter boxes, perfectly curated. There's a link to them in the description. I still have some holiday Christmas boxes if you want those too. But there's a limited number of each, and I'd sit there and tell my husband, I do not like a pressure sale. I don't want to tell y'all buy now or you'll none of that crap. Um, Here's the deal. I only have a limited supply because I only have a limited supply of winter stuff that I can put in these boxes. But if you want a winter box, it's time now is to grab one. If you want a holiday box, there's still a few of those left too. Links to those in the description. If you just want to watch, great. Hit that like button. If you're enjoying this live, hit that like button. It shoots this video out to more people. If you've never subscribed to my channel or this is your first time here, I love DIY projects like thrift flips, crafting. I make over stuff. I just have a lot of fun. We all have a lot of fun here. Anyway, that's it. So that's something that's exciting. Yeah, see, I thought it was a humidity. Maybe it's just this paper, the thickness of this paper. So I'm gonna take this sprayer and kind of hit it with it. I think it's just the thickness of this paper. I thought it was the humidity when we were out there, but once it finally like dries off, it sticks to it sticks there. So there's that. So y'all tell me, what are y'all doing tonight? Leave me a comment. Are you just scrolling on YouTube and happen to see me? Are you crafting? What's going on? Um, Reed, do you mind bringing me a little mason jar full of water? There's some in the pantry. What are you making? Um, he likes to. Mm, uh, he likes to eat. He said he's eating trout. Are you sure that's trout? That looks like sardines. You have no idea what sardines look like. Okay, well the can looks like sardines, and I do know what sardines look like. You think I don't know what sardines looks like? The can looks like sardines. It says a can. I know, but the can looks like it. Okay. You're watching Christmas movies. Nice. What are you watching? Like Lifetime or like regular one? What kind of? What'd you say? My son said, "Are you watching Lifetime ones or actually good ones?" I tend to agree. I don't really watch those Lifetime ones. I can't really take those. It's like everything they do in those Lifetime, they're so predictable. Those scary Lifetime ones, it's like, oh my gosh, there's a scary person at my door. I think I'll run into my house and not lock the door. And you're just like, oh no, it's Hallmarks. It's Hallmark tree. Well, are they good? So here's an interesting fact. Where one of my booths is in Dahlonega, Georgia, they actually film some of those uh, Hallmark movies there. Nice, Gina. What have you been doing all day, Gina? But yeah, they filmed some of those. It's that little town, Dahlonega. Well, in Helen too. They're kind of like quaint little Christmassy type towns, and they're all decorated for Christmas. They film those videos there, or the movie Hallmark movies and stuff like that. What have you been doing today, Gina? Gina, didn't you get you got a mystery box, didn't you, Gina? If so, let everyone know how you if you liked it or not. Um, I'm trying to tell everyone that I now have I was telling everyone I think before you got on that some of you guys trusted me with the mystery boxes, and the first people that got them got fantastic deals and a lot of great stuff. There's still a lot of great stuff in the boxes, but the first ones were really great deals for what they got. They film there. I bet they do in Canada. I bet they do. Okay, so these the ones with the ads are like sticking down. It always bubbles a little bit when you're first doing decoupage, when it's wet, it'll bubble and then it'll kind of go back down. I'm just using my brayer here. Thank you. Thank you, Gina. I'm glad you like them. I now have, so Gina got one of, that's J Trout right there. That's Gina. She got one of the, Christmas ones. I loved putting together the Christmas ones. I still have some of those left, a few of them left. But I now have um, the winter boxes. So I'm excited about the winter boxes coming up. I've shipped out the first ones. I'm just having so much fun with these kits. I did the Oyster ornament kits and I sold some of those. And I just had this, what actually happened is I was sitting there doing a video. This is how I came up with the idea. I was sitting, first of all, I see the other people online. We all know who they are. They make these boxes and they sell like, 2,000 boxes and they've put together great boxes. They're all the same. But they send out these great boxes like every month. And I was just like, I don't have the time, nor do I want to order 100 of this paint, 100 of that paint. No, I didn't want to do that and have all those same supplies. I already have tons of supplies, tons of paints, tons of everything. So I decided I'm just going to. Actually, what happened is I was doing a voiceover on a video, and I was like, if you're interested, this is what I always say: if you're interested in purchasing any of these products that you see on this video, um, you'll find a link in the description. And I was like, oh my goodness, if I say that one more time, I think I'm going to jump off a bridge. I was just kidding. But I was like, I have said that so many times. And I'm like, that's just kind of boring. It's telling these people, hey, listen, I've got thousands of products on my own online. Y'all go look from the thousands of products and choose. That's kind of hard. A lot of you do that all the time, and that's fine. But I thought, wouldn't it be easy if I said, hey, if you want to buy this one thing that has all this great stuff in it, I'm going to make it really nice. And if you like the stuff I do, you'll like the boxes because I'm only going to send you something I like. And hopefully you'll probably like it because it'll be kind of like the same taste. But anyway, long story short, I thought I've got to do something that y'all can just click on and you don't have to say, well, I like that paper, but what color paint would go and blah, 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 blah. So I thought I'm going to do this and I'm going to just have fun with it. And I'm telling you, I love it. I put together quite a few this morning and I really enjoy it. I in the boxes you're going to get different paints, supplies, products, papers, a combination. You'll get a fun little craft kit. But all the boxes are unique and different. There's not one that is the same. Some boxes might have the same paper or two, but they're not going to have the same paints, colors, supplies, or anything. So if you, in fact, there are some people that have ordered multiple. One person has ordered 5 of the boxes that she got, the 2 ones, loved them, ordered another one and ordered 2 more. That's 5 boxes. Someone else has ordered 4 boxes. They order 2 and they love them and they order them again. So like they're good boxes. They're not like, my husband, I told you guys the other day, I said, my husband was like, but what if they don't like the stuff you put in there? And he thought I was just going to put like junk. I don't know what he thought, like just junk together. I'm like, Brian, they're going to love it because it's not like, or I thought you would love it. It's not like junk. It's not like I'm putting colors that are ugly or something like that in there, stuff that doesn't sell. I'm going to take this stuff and put it together. So anyway, that's what I did. I think the people that have gotten them, I haven't heard anything negative. They're great value. You get so right now they're $69.99. They're a value of $85. So they're valued of actually over 85 or over for $69.99. And they're great value because you get all this great stuff and it's curated. So that means it, all goes together. And I pick it, I do it all myself. I pick the paints. You get all different sizes of different paints and products, and it's a really good deal. So thank you, Gina, for talking about, sharing your experience with it. Gina has been a great customer. She's purchased all kinds of things. A lot of you guys have been very loyal, and it actually surprises me because I didn't know that, when I got on here, that many of you would just order again and again and again. And I truly uh, appreciate you doing that. It surprises me all the time. It gives me a little alert when someone buys something, and it makes my day. It's fun. So anyway, so there's that. Um, that's what's going on. If you haven't joined my free community over on Facebook, you can join that. It's totally free to join. You can make new friends, share your projects, get inspired. Thank you, Gina. You can get inspired. You can um, you know, ask questions, share your knowledge. But it's a great place. A lot of us make things, but we don't necessarily have a place to show it. And, maybe our family members, aren't always around to see it. And so I'm putting another coat on here because I don't know if it covered it enough, and I want it to be nice and thick. But yeah, it's starting to lay down some. And even if there's a little bit of wrinkles, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. It just gives it that kind of aged look. So, okay. Oh yeah, the poster. Yeah, I know Carrie. Carrie's in Australia. I still haven't shipped anything internationally. I guess I'm a little scared that when you do that and all the tariffs, I don't exactly know how it works. So I don't know, how much it would cost, and then what if someone gets it and then says they didn't get it, and I mean it just gets into like it could be a lot of trouble, but I haven't looked into it. I still may look into it one of these days. Okay, so anyway, that's that's what's kind of going on. And another exciting news is I have, once you reach like a certain amount of people, you can start a membership group on your page. I've started a membership group. You get a lot of perks. You get a much better shipping rate, free shipping over $35 on the gold group. There's two different levels. I don't really know why I did two different levels. Really, just the gold level. That's the one you want to do because you get it's $12.99 a month. You can cancel anytime. You get the free shipping over $35. And this is the best part. We're going to do a live together once a month. We'll do a live, and I'll tell you ahead of time. We're doing our live on December 14th at 4 p.m. Eastern. I'll tell you all the supplies that you're going to need. You're probably going to have all the supplies. If not, you could order some of it from me, but you may need to pick up something from the thrift store to flip. But you probably have it in your house already, to be truthful, because we're making over regular, ordinary things just like I do here. And I'll tell you the supplies, like you need this color paint, this kind of wax, like a dark wax paint, a neutral paint, waxes, whatever you're going to flip. Anyway, it's easy stuff. But if you want to join that membership, you can join it. Links to that. If not, I'll still have all my regular videos and you can watch the videos. I just thought it would be fun to do something live instead of you guys just watching me do something live, but we could do it together. And then at the end of the live, you have a project that's finished or almost finished. So anyway, there's that. So I think that will be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about doing that. So anyway, there you go. That's my story. I feel like all I do on these things is talk. And I feel like I just need to shut up. But if I talk, I'm just sitting here. So anyway, this paper is a little bit harder. It's definitely easier on that advertising paper. Let's try it with this paper and see if it makes it easier. Hey Bowen, all the kids are kind of wandering around right now. See how we should do that because we want to have the actual words. Let's see here. We're gonna do this is a dictionary. Okay. This paper's, I think the hymnal might be giving me a little bit more trouble because it's pretty thick, and that might be the problem. It's just kind of thick, and I think that might be the problem. Okay. Well, Carrie, she can't She can't order anything from me, but she is very loyal. She always comments. She watches my videos. She gets on my lives, most every live. So I appreciate you, Carrie. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Okay, so I wanted to get this kind of where the words, yeah, see, this is much easier to do. It's not as, yeah, you see that? That's Mr. Big. Mr. Big, he's here. Mr. Big. Yes, you spotted him. I forgot he was here. He's right back there. He's staying the week with us. They're off globetrotting on some kind of Ritz Carlton cruise ship. So we're keeping Mr. Big. So we called him Sir Barks a lot today because he's been barking a little too much. So we were telling him today, you're barking too much, Mr. Big. But he's good now. Did you get down? You didn't have to get down. I woke him up. Uh, I really appreciate you, Carrie. I really do. I appreciate each of y'all. Like it always shocks me all the time. I'm like, they watched it. And, like when I see my videos and you guys leave comments, I'm always like, oh, they watched it. They watched it. I mean, every video, I put up, and when I get comments, it's literally like Christmas. It's like Christmas because it's really exciting because you never know like who's gonna watch it, and then is YouTube gonna shoot it out, and who knows. So I really appreciate you guys, and the fact that you guys get on here and you watch these lives and hang out with me. It's fun. I look forward to it. In fact, I'm always like, well, my husband's always like on Saturdays, he's like, oh, are you gonna get on? Are you gonna get on live? And I'm like, you know it, because I like it. It's like it's hanging out with my friends. So anyway, that's basically what's going on. Let's see here. Where did that paper go? I just cut. I'm gonna do another one of those. I guess I should show y'all. So this is how they're starting to look. You have to let it dry, but that's how they're looking. You can see the writing in the background. Here's it on the back. It looks like that on the back. But what we're going to do is after it dries, we're going to take our sandpaper and sand it off. And then we're going to put some aging wax on there. And then we're going to put some cording, some leather cording with some beads, and it finishes it off and it looks really attractive. So that's how that one looks. Here's the one with the lady. I love these old ads. What do y'all think about these old ads? Isn't that kind of cool? So that's how it looks in the back. But and then we'll put the aging wax here. If I knew who I was making these for, I wouldn't even mind putting their names back here because I have the stamps. Ah, thank you, Carrie. Thank you. I like making the videos. They're just really time consuming. They take like 20 hours or so to make, and finding 20 hours a week, especially at this time of year, kind of hard. So it's fun too. And usually I do it on the weekends, but I have just got to, I've got to get my house ready for everyone to be here. And we've not decorated for Christmas. And my daughter's dying to decorate. She loves, kids are at prime decorating age. So we got to get busy with that. Okay. So, oh yeah, I wanted to do one more of these. Let's see here. Oh, look, that's pretty. Look, it's got some on these pages, it's got like cotton. That's like cotton right there. Well, I'm glad you like my lives. I have a lot of fun. A lot of you guys tell me that you have a lot of fun on these lives, and I like that. I think on this one, we're going to put the picture on this one because I think it's just kind of cool. So we're just going to, it's okay if there's a little bit of this edge. We're going to scoot it over just a little bit. I love these old books that are all yellowed and old. They give you that natural. Oh, look, I'm gonna have to just cut right around. Normally I guess I don't have to cut right around. I could just still cut out a little bit. But the cool thing, if you find one book and it's just old and it's not antique or anything like that, like you can make thousands of uh products. Yeah, yeah, I guess so, especially the bookmarks, right? You can make thousands of projects with it. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, and I've been meaning to ask all of you guys. I'm starting to see projects from the kits, the mystery boxes. Have you, Gina, made any projects yet? And if so, what? What I can't remember, every person got different kits, so I'm not really sure what was in your kit, because everyone's was, whoops, just slightly different. Some are real different. Some kits are extremely different. But I've been sending out some to the folks that have been buying multiple ones. I've like totally changed it up because I had to. But y'all, I am so excited. So if y'all really like these kits and things, I plan on each month like announcing a new kit. In fact, last night I was so tired. I was really tired. I had a long week at my regular job and just, getting back in the swing of everything and all that stuff. I had a long week, but last night I had so much fun. I have a bunch of those whimsical papers. I've got a bunch of all kinds of decoupage papers at my house. So like a big thick stack of them. And I thought I'm going to separate them. So I took those, see how it looks? I shouldn't have put that pencil, but it's not going to mess it up. Yeah, I did it right. Anyway, there you go. Isn't that cute? I think that's so cute. Anyway, what I do, Bowen? Oh, okay. So I said, okay, I'm gonna pull out any paper that looks like winter. Okay, winter neutrals, like in the winter, I like neutrals, like winter scenes, not like necessarily like snowmen, not that, but like cozy winter animals, neutral patterns. I like to go neutral. So in those boxes, they're going to be like cozy and neutral. Some of them, some may have a little bit not so much neutral, but still kind of neutral, but like some blues and stuff like that. But I had so much fun. So I got all the neutral stuff together, and then I already have a box for January, but the January box will be good to make for stuff that you want to use in February. So I already got like a whole stack of stuff for February, March, April, and so on. But I'm so excited. So I hope you guys like those boxes. I have so much fun putting them together. So anyway, um, a lot of things. I don't take a whole lot to be entertained. I mean, I like to go to the thrift store. That tells you. I make bookmarks on a Saturday night. I mean, it doesn't take me a lot to be entertained. So anyway, I love making them. And I hope you guys make them too. Okay, so Gina is saying, I used a page of the sheet music, one of the wreaths, some of the antiquing wax, the bells, and book. So you made a bookmark. Okay, awesome. I'm glad you liked it. Did you put the wreath on the bookmark? Did you get one of those wreaths? So I got a story behind those wreaths. I bought a bag of those wreaths. There was like probably 10 of them, like in a bag, and they had those little holly leaves or whatever. But I thought, I don't need all those wreaths. They're cool, but I don't need them. And I just didn't think I would be making that many projects. So I thought that I would share those with you. I would love to see your bookmark that you made. I thought that, sometimes you want to make something big, and then sometimes you just want to make a bookmark. So it's like it's almost like when we were in school, and you would get to make little projects and things like that. Oh yeah, you showed me that. You showed me that. I think you showed me that. Yeah, I remember that. I like that. I remember now. Sorry, I don't know. I was lost my mind. Yes, that's right. So did you like the little craft kit? I had fun putting those together and all the craft kits. So as as I make these mystery kits and as time goes by, I think, oh, I could put this in the mystery, or it's not a mystery, but like in the little goodie bag, I'm like, I could put this and this. So all the little goodie bags, they might have some of the same stuff because I think most people, the first ones didn't get it, but like the pages, the old book pages, thank you. But a lot of people, I think most everyone a crafter could use the old book pages. So those will probably always be in there. But I started thinking like this or that. Anyway, so different people got different stuff. A little bit different, equivalent, but different. So anyway, there's that. Okay, so these are drying. They're taking a little bit of time. I don't know if I should just, um, yeah, so did you get the antiquing glaze. I gave the antiquing glaze from Fusion to a lot of people got those. I have those little bitty sample sizes, and they're not little bitty, they're decent size. But I thought that you guys would like to try that because antique glaze from Fusion isn't something that I really sell much of. So I know that most people had not tried that. The waxes, yes, I sell a ton of waxes, not so much of the glazes. So that's another good thing about the kits is I'm able to share with you guys products and things that you might not necessarily buy. Not because there's anything wrong with them, but just because there's so many different products. Okay. So they're starting to dry. We may not get to them, but so I'm going to show you that. So then I'm going to see if I can find those bookmarks real quick. Hold on. I got to see what I did with those things. I really want to show y'all. This is irritating to me that I put those bookmarks somewhere. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is what I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to show y'all something else. Okay. This is what my friend Lorena gave me. I hadn't put this up. I thought I put it up. I was telling y'all I could have sworn I left those bookmarks out too because I thought I'm gonna leave those out because um anyway, here's that box. I'll just show y'all this. I haven't even looked. Good. I'm so glad you like this. The book. Oh yeah, you told me that. Hard for you to rip. Well, here's the deal. It would be hard for me to rip up a good book. But if it has discard written all over it and there's torn pages and it's dirty, I don't have a problem doing that. And it was in the free pile or like the 25 cents pile, and I don't have a problem with that. But anyway, look at this box. This is my friend Lorena. She gave me this whole box. You see that? It's a pretty thick box. Okay. Um, some of these aren't so old, but I mean, these are even cool. Wouldn't look at that? Wouldn't that be cool? You could do so much, but some of them are like she told me she don't want to sell them because they have pages ripped off. But this one is from look at that 1946. Okay, like there's all these. See, some are cut. I guess someone cut that. I don't know. But look at all. Can y'all see these images? Yeah, I know. I know. That's exactly when I see it. But look at these images. Wouldn't these be fun to I mean, I thought when she gave them to me, I would like, look at that. Look at these images. Wouldn't those be fun on bookmarks or in frames? But they're perfectly aged. I mean, they smell just like old books, but look at these. Wouldn't those be cool? Um, see, some are cut, but you could use a lot of these images to make whatever. But see, I also thought it would be fun to put like a page of this in your it almost smells. You know how old stuff, it kind of smells musty. Uh, but anyway, I thought that y'all might like, I mean, you can do so much. You can put them in frames. Look at the cigarette ad, the old cigarette ads. Um, I mean, just look at all these images that could be framed. See, the way I think, I'm like, this is a book. Thousands, look at that, thousands of projects. And she gave me, Lorena is really nice. I wish I don't think she gets on here because she is on J Bowen and Company, but she doesn't like to paint. So you might see her commenting. Her name's Lorena. If you see her commenting on my page, you should say something to her. I always tell her, come over and paint because she says, I hate painting. But I said, but the cool thing about Lorena, oh, look at that. That's, what's her name? I Love Lucy. But y'all look at that though. She thrifts all over the place. Um, she goes thrifting. So she's got a daughter that lives up in like, I don't even know if it's Maine or somewhere. I think maybe it's not Maine, but somewhere way up there. But they went to Maine recently. But she travels like all the time. And she'll go up to Maine or wherever she goes, Virginia. And she's got like a minivan or something. But she'll go thrifting all these places. And then she comes back and has, she's got like several at least three booths that I know of, but she sells old books and things. But she told me, "Hey, I've got all these magazines. You want them?" And I was like, "Yeah." Look at this one. Ooh, here's another one. November 1945. That's older than my dad. But look at these images. See, I don't know who cut out of them. No, really? That is so stupid. That's my husband. My goodness. Uh, anyway, so I thought if I do the those kits, like the bookmark kits, or maybe even in the mystery kits, I could put a page of this. I don't explain what to do with it because I figure if you're buying a mystery craft kit, you probably can figure some things out yourself. Um, but I thought it's fun to do things on these videos and then actually literally be able to share those same things with you guys. So, what do you think about my idea of the old pages? Do you think I should put some of the old, or like an old page for like bookmarks, and then someone could cut them up and make their own bookmarks? I think that's it. See, for me, I would love that. My husband over here would probably think that is like the worst, the last thing he would ever want to do in his whole entire life is make a bookmark. How about you, Reed? Yeah, yeah. Would you ever want to make a vintage bookmark? No. But people, he says in a million years he'd never want to make a bookmark. How about you, Brian? Absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah, but me, I love them. And then I'll also buy this other stuff. This is my problem. Now this is from the dollar. These are from the Dollar Tree. I put some of these in the kits. Oh, I got to show y'all something else while we're killing time here. Have y'all seen this thing? I think I showed y'all this. Look at this thing I got from YouTube. Look at that. Isn't that fun? I can put like my name, my channel, what the video is, and my kids love this. Isn't that fun though? I got that from YouTube. Like they give like perks and stuff, and that was one of the fun little perks I got. Anyway, so I was putting together today. So when I went on that trip to the beach for Thanksgiving, thank you, Carrie, and thank you, Gina, for telling me that that would be a good idea. Anyway, when I went to the beach for Thanksgiving, I took 2 big bags of stuff. But I mean, I was going fast. I was just throwing that stuff in there. So when I got home, I had all this stuff on my counter from the last video. And then those 2 bags were full of just stuff. So I emptied those 2 bags. But then my husband, y'all look at these heavy duty bags. You see these big bags? They're big. I'm gonna show you if I can. My husband ships that. I sometimes if people have a lot of stuff, I'll ship them in these bags. They're real heavy duty. Gina, you probably got some of these bags before. Maybe not this big one. I don't know, but they're real heavy duty. But I had a bunch of these bags because he brought them home to ship. But I don't usually ship this much paint. They'll ship it up at our warehouse. But anyway, I put all my stuff like so. I buy like I put some of these in the kits. You probably got one. You might have gotten one of these. Some people got one of these. But I got also have uh these, but you can do so many things with these and they look really classy. Uh, you got one of those? Yeah. Um, but I bought a bunch of them and I thought, well, and look at the snowman one. Aren't they cute? But you can make them look really classy depending on, what you put on them. Like I think those book pages make everything look cool. Oh yeah, you've got some of these bags, but they're real heavy duty. Did you notice that they're way thicker than like a normal bag, like a Ziploc bag, a lot more heavy duty. But I'm lucky because my husband he ships like thousands of things out, so he has all. Luckily, I don't have to buy the supplies; I just get them from him. Oh look, Mr. Big's back. He likes to sit there and chill out with us. But anyway, so I'll put those in there. Okay, so I'm gonna show y'all some other stuff because these things are just not dry. They're probably gonna take a while. Okay, so y'all can see. Okay, so these are here's some cookie cutters. I haven't even done anything with those. Oh, you keep them for storage. Good. I would keep them too. I'd never even thought about that. He went up to his business today, and I was like, I have a whole stack of them, but I thought I'm gonna get them to send me a bunch more of those. But see, I've got these little ornaments. I put some ornaments in some people's kits. Um, but I want to make little ornaments. It's getting a little late for them, but I haven't done that yet. We can still make Christmas crafts. I always pick these up. Like this bag was still has a price tag, $1, and I think I took some of them out. I mean, there's like 10 of them. If you sell these in your booth, I'll put a ribbon on there and sell them for like $2-3. So you can make a lot of money off of ornaments. Well, I'm glad you're recycling. Oh, this is what I wanted to try. Have y'all ever decoupage fabric? So I gotta tell you this other story. So Friday I went into a thrift store because there's a new one in town. I'd never been to it. I pulled over there one time to go check it out. I gotta take a drink. I'm thirsty. Anyway, I went over there to go check it out, and it was open. It's only open like 3 days a week. So here's a funny story. I go in there. I get to talking to these people. This lady brings in this University of Georgia coffee table that someone had made. It was kind of cool, but they wanted too much money for me to resell or anything like that, and I didn't need it. So we were talking, and she's like, "Oh, are you a UGA fan or Georgia fan?" I was like, "Well, kind of, but I like University of Texas because both my brothers went there." Hey there. Anyway, anyway, long story short, she's like, "Texas, like UT," and I said, "Yeah," and she goes, "Ugh," like she didn't like it. And she goes, "Well, I actually went to Texas Tech." That's what this lady said. I said, "Texas Tech? Are you from Texas?" Because most people that go to Texas Tech are from Texas, from West Texas specifically. Um, anyway, long story short, that lady that I was talking to grew up 32 miles from me in Sweetwater, Texas, which is 32 miles from Abilene, Texas. That's how she knew how far it was. I didn't know. I knew it was about 30, 45 minutes. I thought it was about 45 minutes, but she said it was about 32 minutes. But anyway, we live probably like 17 hours from there in Georgia, North Georgia, and we grew up 32 miles away from each other. Isn't that cool? So I thought that was cool. So yeah, so I want to show y'all what I bought there at that thrift store. I spent $15 and I got it's looking kind of purple, but it's not. It's blue. It's blue and green plaid fabric. Isn't that pretty? I thought that was pretty, and I thought it could be good like in the wintertime too. I'm kind of a fabric hoarder. I don't hoard it, I just like to buy it. Okay, and then I bought, they had these for $1, which I thought they would be really cool with the trees in them. And I thought they'd still be good for winter. Isn't that crazy? She said Sweetwater, Texas. I said, no kidding. I said, you never know. You're never gonna guess where I'm from. She said, where? I said, Abilene, Texas. She's like, what? Anyway, it was cool. I got two of these. There, see, that looks yellow, but it's gold. It's straight up a light gold, but it looks kind of mustardy in the picture. So I got three or four of these, two of these. I got a whole bunch of this navy ribbon. I got some really pretty gross gain this white ribbon. I have a lot of ribbon, but I always like to pick it up when I can. I got, let's see here. These are really cool. Look at these. She had them for, they were 50 cents. I prefer to buy stuff like this in a bag instead of like 50 cents each, but I still thought it was worth it. Look at these. They're pretty big size. These are like different spools. Greens. They had some much smaller ones. I didn't get those, but I got these because they were a little bit bigger. I thought these would be good for the bottle brush trees, but those other ones I didn't think would stand up. They were so little. Anyway, there's that. And I want to show you how big it is so you can see next to a can. This is a regular size can. So they're pretty good size little spools. Anyway, I got those. So I took these bags. I took two of the bags and I put ribbon in them. This is just some other ribbon. I sent some people some of this. This is like that old. It's like a vintage ribbon. See, I love picking up ribbon like that. See this one? It's got, it looks kind of like old timey. Like this whole thing, I got for, I don't know, not much. A dollar. There's so many price tags on here. There's a $3.95 and $8 and $1.50. I'm sure I paid $1.50 at the thrift store for this. But look, there's still that much ribbon in there. That's a lot of ribbon, and ribbon isn't real cheap. So I buy ribbon when I can. So this bag is just like ribbons. Um, I want to make some more of those little bottle brush trees with these. Yep. Don't you think that'd be cool? And these two, I can put those big frosty ones in there. See, if you do it wintry like this, I think bottle brush trees are fine all the way until like way past Christmas in the wintertime. If you don't make it Christmassy and red. Okay, so there's that. And then this one. Are y'all tired of seeing my craft supplies yet? It's not real nice looking, but it works. Oh yeah, so this is another one of those blue ones, navy ones. I got this when I was in. Oh, I got to show y'all something I got and when I was in Edisto. I got this ribbon. There's a decent amount, 25 cents. Not pretty. I got like three of these. It's a real pretty chocolate brown, but I got it for 25 cents. I thought that was a good deal. Let's see here. And I got a pink one. I don't know. I thought I could use it at some point. And then this is good too. It's always good to have. I bought some of this. It's like that clear line. It was $1, but you get a ton of it on there. Um, I figure oh, this one. Okay, look. So these are slightly different colors. 50 cents. Look how much ribbon that is. That is a ton of ribbon. So you still got the price tag on there, 50 cents. But this one's a little bit lighter. I was like, any reasonable person would only get one roll, but why get one roll when you can get, these were only 25 cents. This was 50 cents. And look at that. That is a ton of ribbon, but that would be really pretty with some kind of projects or whatever. Yeah, me too. I really like the darker one better, but I couldn't pass up that one either. So I got that, but I got that when I was in Edisto at that thrift store, two thrift store I went to. So I'm gonna show you something. I have two different ones of these, and I wonder if the other one is in this drawer. So last year when I went, I got one of those old wooden. It's a tape measure, but it's about this big, and it folds, 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 folds. You know what I'm talking about? My parents said they knew those. They said everyone used to have that kind. But I had never seen that kind of tape measure, but it's like the kind that folds. But I got this one. Look at this one. Now I did pay $8 for this, and I don't know. I just thought it was cool. Look how old it looks. It looks old to me. I don't know if it is or not. But look at that. It just looks kind of cool. It looks old. I thought that's kind of fun. Um, oh yeah, look at that. Look how you have to roll it up. I said someone used that a lot, I bet. Anyway, I thought it was cool. I like old tools like this because I think when I make videos or just when I use them myself, I think it looks kind of cool to have an old tool. So I did pay $8 for that, which is a little bit more than I normally would pay. But I mean, I didn't buy very much. There wasn't very much to buy. So I showed y'all some stuff I bought. So here's what I want to try to do real quick. I want to try to decoupage a little piece of this fabric. I always buy fabric thinking I'm going to make all this stuff, and I don't always make stuff. But when I get the chance to make it, I'm going to have it. But I'm going to make some right now. So, um, I thought that I'll go ahead and make it right now, and then I don't have to worry that I didn't ever make anything because I'll just make it right now. Okay. I'm probably going to have to let these, some of them are starting to dry pretty good. I'll probably have to finish them up tomorrow or something. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I think that looks cool. Okay, so let's see here. So now they'll probably call me the crazy kit lady because what happens is I come up with this idea and I'm like, I can do this. Then I'm like, oh, I could offer it to you guys too. Maybe one person buys them, maybe 5, maybe 10, who knows? But there might be someone out there that would think that's fun and then they can get it too. So we're going to try to do this. So I guess you just do it the same way. I like to, when I use decoupage or paint, I like to paint with this kind of paper. And this is just wrapping paper. I got it at Home Goods. You can get that craft paper at Home Goods, but I don't like stuff to be laying directly on it because here's the only thing with this. I'm not going to be able to sand it off, am I? I think I'm going to trace it exactly. What do you do? How do you get it off? I don't know how I'm going to get it off. I wonder if sanding it will be. I have a roller. I have a fabric roller. So I might be able to do it that way but I'm going to gob on this liquid patina. But yeah, I had so much fun putting together those kits, and especially I really had fun putting together the Oyster kits. That was so fun putting it together, and it turns out it looks so cute when it's put together because I got all the shells and the ribbons, and then like I told you, I put not this size liquid patina, but the one smaller, and then they get paint, and then they get gold paint and white paint. Anyway, it turned out so cute, and then I was like, I'll just throw in a craft kit too because why not? Um, anyway, it was a lot of fun. And then I write up a little flyer to go with it. Look at that. That's so cute. What do y'all think about this one? Here's that on the back. I have this fabric roller. I keep it in this drawer right here. This Y'all know this fabric, this kind of fabric roller? It will work to get it off real close to the edges. If y'all don't have one of these things are awesome. I love these, the little fabric cutter. I have two junk drawers. Well, actually, I probably have four. One here and one there, and it keeps all my tools and stuff that I use. Okay, so anyway, that was pretty easy. Um, I guess I'd never decoupaged, so I'll just go put decoupage fabric on top of a bookmark. But I think these are going to be so cute. Well, I might have to do a fabric bookmark kit. If these turn out good, they're so cute. Look at that. But you could use any fabric that you have. Um, we'll see how they end up turning out. I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but this is how my idea works. I'm like, oh, I could share that with my friend because guess what? My sister-in-law, they don't want to do crafts. My mom, I kind of get her to do crafts, but she don't really like it that much, I don't think. So I can share it with you guys. So I guess I'll just leave it like that and probably let it dry overnight. And then it'll be like a cool little bookmark. And then I could do it on the back too, or just put some aging wax or something like that. But you could easily personalize if you have that, like that apothecary stamp set, or if you have that typesetter one or letterpress, whatever. You could easily put like personalize these too. So anyway, that's about it. And then I'll show you the stuff that where did it go? Here's the kit. So then I have these beads, but I have other beads too. I got a lot of beads. I got these are still packed up from the trip. I got these beads and this cord right here. This is that leather cord stuff. I can't remember if I got it on Amazon or Temu. Now it's all tangled up. But anyway, you take this cord. I'm gonna find those bookmarks. I'm gonna look one more time. Maybe they're down in here. Maybe I put them in here somewhere. I put them right here because I thought, you know, I don't really want to put those away. Oh, look, here's a bunch of my oysters. Look at there. And I have more too, but look at this. Aren't those fun? Uh, yeah, I think it'll look cool once it's dried and trimmed. Let me see if those bookmarks are in here. I'm gonna have to look one more time. They were in a separate bag. Oh, here's another kit I want to make. Okay, so this is my y'all seen these. These are the ones I didn't ever finish. I was thinking about doing. See, these are some spindles that are not finished. I painted them, but I never finished them off. I've got tons of spindles. I could do I have a spindle kit I'm thinking of, but I'm not going to tell you all about it. But it's for the spring. Wait a second. Are those things? Oh, here they are. I could do spindle kits too. I was thinking about doing those carrot spindle sticks where I give y'all spindles and the greenery and like the paints and all that. I think I would love a carrot spindle kit. I think people would love those because you see, look, this is the stuff. This is the one from last week from the video, still in the bag. But anyway, the spindles. What do y'all think about that? Here are those bookmarks. I found them. They're in this bag. So miscellaneous wooden stuff in this bag. Here they are. Y'all been waiting this whole time. Look how cute they are. Wouldn't you like the carrot spindle kit? What do you think about that? I think that would be so fun. And I'm definitely going to do that one because I got the paints, the antiquing wax, I got the sprigs because I've made them before. I've got the greenery, I've got the spindles. I think that would be so fun. Okay, here they are. Look how they look when they're finished. This is the one I made. It says it's just like heaven. It's you put this is the see how it turns out looking. And then I put aging wax on top and then aging wax on the back. And then I tied the string like this. Y'all might have seen it on the live, but look how they look. Aren't they cute? Okay, and then this is the one mom made. I'm so glad I found those. But this is how they look. This is what you would get if you got the kit. I only have so many of those dark brown beads. You might get lighter brown beads. You can stain them if you want to. But you would get enough stuff to make 10 of these in your kit. So you would get 10 of these. I'll probably throw an extra because that's what I do. That's what I like to do. And then you'll get cording, some beads. It might not be exactly like this, but they'll be really cute. And then you would get liquid patina, decoupage medium, the papers, and I'd probably give you some of each. Hymnal, um, the some of the hymnal pages, some of the dictionary pages, and some of those ads. So you can make whatever kind you wanted to. And then you'd have plenty left over to make anything else you wanted to. And then you get the beads and let's see, the wax, the decoupage, the beads and the papers. And then I'll probably throw in some other stuff because like I said, that's how I am. But it's a good value because I would put in like a full size wax. Oh, this is like the little what is this? Whatever size this is. 4 ounces. You get a good amount of wax and a good amount of liquid patina, and then you get, this stuff. So you have a whole little kit. So like if someone wanted to do it, make them, you could make them to sell. You can make them, but more than likely you probably wouldn't sell them. You'd probably give them to your friends, family, or make them with your like a girls' night, or like if you got your kids in town or whoever, or you just want to make them yourself and give them as gifts. But anyway, I think they're really cute considering, you just take something basic and you turn it into something unique. So anyway, I hope y'all are liking this. I'm so glad y'all are still here with me. There's got, some of you guys, I don't know why you stay here with me, but I appreciate it. I'm glad you do. It's fun. Um, I've got some of these tags. See, no one else in my family wants to hear about any of this. I got a bunch of these little tags. Oh yeah, I found these other tags. I got this whole craft thing over there. My mother-in-law gave me this cart over there. It's got like 10 drawers on each side. And I was able to put a lot of stuff in there, but this is just the stuff that was literally I had out that I had to, do something with. So it wasn't all on the counter. It was in bags and stuff, but I have to organize it and put it up. I've got some more of the cutouts. This is just more of those cutouts. I have more of those snowflakes and stuff. Some of these are the things I've already done. Oh yeah, y'all saw these. I always like to show these things on the camera because they look okay, good. Uh, see these? These are the little, this is called the Sugar Plum Fairy stamp set. These are those nutcracker. Did y'all see the blue and white video? Not that many people watched it, and I think it's because, I mean, a lot of people watched it, but not as many as normal because it's just like little projects, these little crafty projects. People like bigger projects, I guess. But I had so much fun with this blue and white one, but I put that Pentart Crackle on there. Not pretty. I think that looks cool. It like makes them look really classy. Isn't that nice? Anyway, thank you for watching it. So I did that one. This is still in the bag. I just like you to see how big it is. People, it's kind of hard to see the size on the video. I still have these. I need to finish these off. I don't always finish the back on the videos because I didn't have time on this video. These have to be finished too. But these are those big ones. I thought these turned out really cool. But besides doing on an ornament, you can do this on furniture or like on anything. Well, I knew you two would watch it. You two are like the diehards, so I appreciate you. But look, this is the blue iris. I love that blue iris color. It's like a bright blue. And then this is what's that called? Hey Sailor. It's kind of like a navy color. But see, I was showing it on this, but I was trying to point out is that you can do this same look on anything with any of the stamps. Okay, anyway, then we got this one. This is that bohemian blue. Yeah, I thought it was fun showing you guys the different blues because it's kind of hard to tell online what they look like, but you can definitely see what the different blues look like. And then that wasn't golden ticket. This is a classic gold from Rethunk Junk. That's what that is. It's a really pretty gold. Okay. There's that one. And then these are just some more of those. I haven't had time to do them, but I might do this. See, I still think this would be good for winter. It's a tree, but it's not really a Christmas tree. You can just make some stuff with that. And you can keep these snowflakes. You know, I bought a bunch of those when I bought them. Okay, so those are my wooden things. I've got to finish these. I had so much fun though. That was so much fun. I really wanted to do more crafting when we were at the beach, but we were doing other things. We were going on walks, and it was hard to get anyone to do a craft because there was so many people around. We couldn't do it in the main condo because they were watching. I think it's gonna drive me crazy. They were watching football and everything else. Anyway, that's about it. Over there is just some miscellaneous junk. But anyway, I like to share. Thank y'all for watching me share my craft supplies. You know, it's kind of fun to show people your craft supplies. Did I ever show y'all this? I can't remember if I showed y'all this. This was a piece of art that I made. Did I ever show you that? Looks like a tapestry. I can't remember. I made it in that video that I did with Debbie, with the DIY kits. You haven't seen me do one of those trees? I did them in one video. In fact, I have one stained around here somewhere, but I think I put a transfer on it. But yeah, I like those trees too, because the booth over there and really two of my, isn't that pretty? So what I used are the transfers that already had been used once. So I wanted to see what they look like when they were used twice. And so that's where, or three times, that's where like this really, it looks like an old tapestry, like an old rug to me. But then I did come back with some new ones. I think there's still some paper on there I gotta get off. But I came back with some new ones. But I liked how some it looked old and worn. Isn't that cool though? That's one of those transfers, the new transfers. I think it's called like Lawfully or something. It's a very pretty one, but for some reason, you guys don't really buy them that much. And it's too bad because they're very pretty. It's just, I think people are kind of, one, they are expensive. They're expensive, but I think they're like 50 bucks, about 49.99. And then people are just kind of, I think they're scared to use them. It's a paint and lay. It's called that Lawfully paint and lay. Do you know what a paint and lay is, Carrie? It's basically paint on a piece of like this sheet, okay? And you basically, like on this canvas, I did this with chalk paint. You would paint the chalk paint one coat, let it dry, paint it again. While it's wet, you take that paint and lay, you spritz it with water, and then you lay it down on top. I've got a bunch of videos with the paint and lace, but you lay it down on top, you let it dry, spritz it again, you pull it off, and then it's actual paint. This is actually paint. This isn't a transfer. It's paint on this paper, if it makes sense. And you can use the transfers. See that? Can y'all see that? You can use the transfers multiple times if you use it on a paint and lay. But anyway, that's it. Let's see how these things are coming. Thank y'all for obliging me by watching, looking at my craft supplies, because I like to show them off. But like I said, $100 an ounces. Uh, yeah, they're expensive, but they are really cool. But they are expensive. So I tried to show y'all how to do them, but this next time I'm not going to purchase many of them because you guys just don't purchase them, and then you end up with extra inventory, and I don't want to do that. So this next time I'm not going to purchase. I thought I thought that I could teach y'all and that y'all would like uh that people would want to buy them, like I would teach you. But even with, and I do like multiple videos on how to do them, and because they are really easy and they look cool. They look really cool. Um, First time I saw it done was at this painter convention thing I was at, and actually the IOD sisters were there and they did it, and I was like, I'd never seen anyone do it because literally at that time, like a year ago or so, yeah, they're expensive, aren't they? That's the problem. They're expensive. Um, I think they should make smaller ones that are like more like if they were like, um, you know, the price of transfers, we would sell them. But I think at the $50, they're just, oh no, that one got a little bit smeared when I did that. But at the $50 price, it's just too much. Uh, yeah, how much do you pay? So ours are like $50 US dollars, but they're not cheap. But I don't know how much you guys pay. But yeah, anyway, so that's what that is. I still have a bunch. I may put some in a mystery box. I don't know. We'll see. Um, and give a deal on them so it doesn't take up the whole mystery box price. I wouldn't give it. I can't reduce the anyway. Long story. We'll deal with that later. But anyway, these bookmarks are coming along. See, they're coming. Now you just got to go back and press it down again. I don't know why this particular. I'm having such a hard time with this. I think it's just the thickness of the paper. I'm gonna let it dry overnight and maybe put another thing of another bit of this stuff and let it dry overnight. And then I think it'll flatten out. It always does. See, there's no problems. Maybe that little corner. Sometimes there's a little corner or something you gotta deal with, which is fine. There's almost always a little corner or something that doesn't quite stick down, but you can just touch it up. Could you cut them like that? Perhaps. Um, Perhaps we're not supposed to sell them like that, but I think that a lot of other people might put them in a box or something like that. So we'll see. But anyway, I was thinking that thought. I was thinking that thought, and then people could try it. So uh, anyway, look at that. Dang, you do pay out the. Wow, that's a lot. $70, $42 for molds and transfers. That's a lot of money. I'm glad they have those little transfer sets though, the ones that are like 20 something dollars. Now those are affordable. I mean, those are pretty affordable, but you get up to that $40 range and it's expensive. But there's some really good ones. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely recognize that, you know, it gets expensive. There's no way around that. But it seems like everything's expensive these days, right? Some of these are a little wrinkled, but I'm just gonna call them, that gives them character when they're a little wrinkled like that. See this one I gotta add. For some reason it just didn't stick. I think it might stick better when there's paint under there. I don't know. That's a lot of money. I don't know how much stuff I'd be buying if that's wow. That's insane. I guess they upcharge them because they ship them over there. That's a lot of money. Yeah, I don't think I'd be purchasing any of those transfers at $62. I'm gonna be honest. Especially if there's, like a cheaper alternative. So yeah, that's a lot of money. Okay, well, I think it'll eventually go down, but I'm gonna put a little bit more on there and let it sit overnight. But look, isn't that looking cool? I think that looks cool. I don't know why it's showing up so yellow. It's not yellow. And I mean, in person, it's like a light tan aged look, but for some reason on this light, it's looking yellow. Because there's nothing wrong with Timu. I go to Timu too. You can find some great stuff on there, you know? So, I mean, you don't want like everything in the world you have from Timu, but you can find, especially for different things, you can find some good stuff. Like I can't remember if I got that leather cording from Timu or something else. There for a while, I was buying a lot of stuff from Timu, but I had to slow down because at the end of the year, I have to look back and see what all I bought, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I didn't want to do that this year. I didn't want to look back and at my taxes and think, good grief, I spent a lot of money on that junk. Plus, I just have a lot of stuff already in my stash. So, oh, good. I'm just going to press really hard and see if that'll work. I'm just going to let them sit overnight and I think they'll be fine. Um, I'm checking them to see if there's like this. I don't know why that one little bitty bit didn't didn't stick down. Everywhere else stuck down. Yeah, I like their transfers too, but I don't know if I like them for $62, not the little ones. But even the big ones are what do they run, like 40 some dollars? Yeah, I get it with the molds and stamps because you can use them over and over. They're really good value. But even with the transfers, I mean, you can make a bunch of projects with the transfers. But yeah, with the stamps, I love the stamps. I love the molds, and you can use them over and over and over. And also, like on these projects here, I didn't even offer it, but they would be really pretty to have a stamp on top of them, like any kind of stamp you could stamp on top of them on the bookmarks, and I think that would be pretty too. So, um, anyway, there's that. So I think I'm just gonna let me check all the rest of these. I love the molds. Which mold was your favorite this year? Yeah, if you break it down and you can use it, it's not, yeah, like the transfers and stuff, you get a lot of projects. They come out with a lot. I guess they'll be coming out with a new, I don't know when, I can't remember when they usually come out. Is it like January or sometime in February they'll come out with the new batch of them? But this next time I'm gonna buy a certain amount. I bought a lot for Christmas because like usually the transfers, I mean I sold a bunch. I sold a bunch. Like I probably sold 40 something of most all the transfers. That's a lot of transfers. That's a lot of stuff to mail out. And now with the transfers, a lot of people buy all the transfers at once. So that's kind of fun. And then they'll buy almost all the transfers, the little ones. And then they'll buy like a mold or two and like a stamp or two. They'll pick and choose from those, but they usually buy all of the transfers when people buy, or they'll buy like two or three of the transfers, and then like in a few days they'll buy the rest of the transfers. I think they start thinking, oh, I should have bought those transfers. So, and you got to get used to them because sometimes when you see them, I mean, this one I loved all of them, but I know I could imagine if you were shopping, you might say, well, I don't know. And before I was a retailer or stockist, whatever, I didn't buy the molds. I actually bought you know what I bought? I bought the stamps. I didn't even buy the transfers, and um, I didn't buy the transfers or the molds before I was a stockist. I don't know why. I like the stamps. Probably because I'm like thrifty, so I thought, oh, you can use this. I didn't understand the molds because back then when I first started, I hadn't seen anyone do a mold. Really, like a few couple years ago, I never saw people doing molds, never painting lace. That's why I do the painting lace so that people will learn how to do them. But I find that it's not really worth it because I sell a handful and that's it. So it's just not worth it I'm just not going to buy that many of them. But I love the stamps. I really do love the stamps and I love the molds. But like back then, when I used to watch it, people that sold it, I never saw anyone hardly do molds. Now you see people do molds, but you just didn't see a whole lot. I didn't on YouTube and stuff. So I didn't really know what it was. So I really didn't know what to buy. And I don't know, it just wasn't something that seemed interesting to me. But now I love the molds. The molds and the stamps are one of my favorite things. I love the transfers for quick transformations. Like you can just slap it on, like I do tons of frames. Like y'all can't even see this here. I'm gonna show you all this. Where is it? Oh, I think I moved it. Oh no, I have a whole box right there. I pick up frames. I'm gonna move this so it's out of my way. I pick up frames at the thrift store and then I put cutout pictures in them. It could be like the old pictures. Like sometimes I take these book pages and I put like transfers on them. That's a really quick fix and it's really cute. Looks good. People buy them. Anyway, I put them in frames. I gotta hope that this is like off camera right here. I'll show it to you if I can pick it up without. Yeah, I agree. I love those molds. Okay, and I like to do resin, but I just never think about it anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna show you all this. This is my box of frames. I put them in this little container right here. But I take like any of these frames. Um, this This glass is right here. Okay, so but like a frame like that, and I'll put a picture in it. You know, you buy them for like $1 a frame or whatever. They're real cheap. Sometimes 50 cents. Sometimes they're little ones like this. Like this one, I'd probably put a bird or something because it's like I'd probably put one of those sheet musics in there and like a little bird. Just almost cut myself. This one I just got. It's like a little brass one. And then I got this brass one and these two on that trip. Um, they weren't cheap. They were more than I think they were $3. They're more than I regular pay. But if I make this into like a real little piece of art, I can probably get 16 to $20, depending on what I put in there. If it looks really nice, I can get more for it. And this is looks like a little cool one like that. And then I love this frame. I might keep this one. See that? It's a Peter frame. I love Peter, even though I don't know how in style it is. I love it. See, like it still has a price tag. It was $1. But this right here would have been looks like the glass might be broken, but I can put another glass. This would have been like $20 probably easily, if not more, because of that heavy. This is like heavy duty pewter. I'm gonna keep that one for myself. But anyway, that's just a real fast and easy way to make decor. And these little things like this, these are some of those. I don't know. Y'all saw me make this one. I still have it here in the frame. I don't know if this was like a dark and moody. This is a transfer. This is a transfer from, I can't remember, it's one of those big floral ones. And I painted it black and then I put some of the music stamp. Can y'all see that? I can't remember the name of it, whatever that music stamp is. And then I put this big, it's part of that dark and moody video. I just never, I know what was happening. The back of it wasn't staying in there, so I couldn't sell it. Anyway, but I was showing y'all how to do that. But I always pick up frames because I can sit here in like, an hour or so and fill up all those frames. And, I can sell them 10, 15, $20, depending on what I put in there. If you put stuff that looks really good in there, you can get $20. The smaller frames, I use the 8x10s, I can get 20, depending 18 to 20 something. And I know this because I actually sell it for that. Something like this one, if I put a music note and like a real pretty bird or something, I could get $16 for that pretty easy. So, anyway, if you want to sell it faster, put 10 to 12 on it, especially if you pay 50 cents. But I try to get a little bit higher just so you get in because they still sell. I mean, most people don't care for 10 or 12 really. Um, anyway, with that, so those are some, and I'll show y'all this too. If y'all haven't gotten this, my husband, this is still sitting here. If y'all haven't gotten this Yuletide Steed, you should get it. They're sold out from the company. I still have a few of these. I put some of these in the mystery boxes. Some of you guys got one of those. And I've sold a lot of these. I put it on that Ralph Lauren video, and a lot of you guys bought this paper. But I had like 30 of them, I think. I bought 30 of these. And I don't have too many left. But if you haven't gotten it, it's called Yuletide Steve. It's really pretty. Anyway, that's it. I think I'm gonna hit the sack. I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow, a big day. So thank you guys for joining me. Maybe we'll catch up on these tomorrow. I'll put a post or something if I don't do it on live. But thank you so much for being here with me today. Um, I had a lot of fun, and I will talk to you guys soon.